you are, you're in luck. It's the greatest thoughts your mind can entertain, is who you are, really, according to God's definition. The way that your Father looks at you, and the way your Father sees you. And if you can get hold of that understanding, I will be with you, Mbuku. If you can get that understanding, you've got an understanding of your identity based on your being, and not on your doing or your having. And Jesus was challenged on that level. Your being. Do you know who you are? I want you to what's twyfel in English? Doubt. Doubt that you believe. Doubt that you know who you are. If I can get you there, I've got you. If I can get you to doubt in what God says who you are, I got you. You're mine, says Louis C. Fur. But if you don't budge and try to prove yourself moving into doing, to prove yourself who you are, because Jesus didn't move to doing, he didn't move to having. The second or third temptation, I'm not going to base it on having. You can give me all the world, not going to bow to you. I know who I am. Whether I have or not, exactly, Spoonie. I know who I am. It's not going to be based on my having. It's not going to be based on what I can do. My Father said, I am His Son, before I came into this hell. Therefore I know who I am. I will not base my I am on what I can do. I will not base my I am on what I have, what I possess. I base it on my Father's words, because He can only speak the truth. Man, you guys inspire me. Buku, I just want to tell you and I, whether we meet a client that bases his whole world on what he possesses, and I'm telling you, he's on shaky ground, or whether you meet your client and he bases everything on what he does, and he tells you how many degrees he has because of what he can do, and how many things he has accomplished because of what he can do. You journey with that guy. And just look at this sequence. If this is being, and this is doing, and this is having, and you meet him there, your journey will go this way. Because you have to go through this. It doesn't matter if it goes then that way. Or if you meet him at doing, your journey starts here, but it goes back through being, and then it can turn and go that way. Because the person that turns here in his beingness and realizes his identity fundamentally, as it is stated exactly in the heart of God, in the beingness, and he moves there, his doing, he knows, doesn't define him. His having, he knows, that doesn't define me. If I have, like Paul, everything or nothing, if it's cold tonight and I sleep uncomfortable, or if I sleep in the king's bed, or if I am punished for believing in Christ, or if I'm honored for believing in Christ, it doesn't matter. Because I know who I am. God said, you want to know me? Let me give you me. I am. Who are you? I am. Yeah, but what can you do? Not to matter what I can do. I am. Yes, but what do you possess? Let's say for now nothing. And let's just say I am. What might be sensible to embrace an overriding thought. You have to cultivate great overriding thoughts. Let it go, for me, is an overriding thought. I can be busy with many thinking, many thought patterns going on all at once, and then let it go comes in, and all those just dissolve. One of your overriding thoughts should be your understanding of who you are. Because things can really happen and get very dynamic and sometimes very disturbing. But when the overriding thought comes in and say, let it go, it goes. One of your most prominent overriding thoughts should be your understanding of who you are. Know thyself. And in your case, and I've said it, maybe just briefly say it again. When Peter saw who Jesus is, Jesus revealed to him who he was. That's where you and I will discover our beingness, when we see him. When we connect with him, when we look into his eyes. If you start with a person that understands his or her beingness, identity according to beingness, the journey is simple. You just go, just continue that way. Delightful people to meet. Very productive people without having all the sweat and the effort. And you meet them there, and you can just start to journey with them in that direction. You don't have to come and turn the corner here. You can start with them there and just go down that line. Help them to release the potential, because doing is a kind of in my mind, a kind of a definition for potential. Because my doing is expressed by my potential. You might even think of being as your purpose, doing as your potential, and having as whatever results from there. Identity is fundamental. Knowing who you are. Make it your mission as a coach to show people who they are. As seen, like you now say, Stefan, if you can meet people that are born again and you can show them through the eyes of God who they are. And you can become God for people. And don't forever think I'm derogatory here and making myself equal to God, because I'm not. I'm just saying, be the hands and the feet and the eyes and the whisper and the love of God to those that you will have the privilege to meet. And in that process of being God, they will see him. And when we see him, we become like him. When we see Jesus, he says, okay, you're ready, let me tell you who you are. Life is exciting as a coach. Yes, we make a difference, people. We make a difference. My daughter one day told me that you're a difference maker. I tell you, to be seen is incredible. If someone can see you, Mbuku, she's the mirror. It's not a theoretical understanding. It's not an intellectual knowing. It's like, yes, this is who she is. In any way of your seeing, whether you see him in you, whether you see another person, see people, see them. I told you the first night, I'm in the business of seeing people. Now I think you have a different idea of what I said. I see people. See people. And in that process, you will help them to see themselves. I'm stoked. This is what we're sharing is fundamental. We don't talk about the 10 steps to happiness and climbing the 5 mountains of grace. No. People, we're talking about fundamental stuff. I'm not finished. This is the second slide of 15.